Okay, this week we're at Arizona Mills Mall. We're going to walk around the outside because we can't go inside. It's almost midnight right now. It's actually 3 minutes to midnight. This is where we're going to be walking around today. Hopefully we don't get the security people called on us. Driving in, there was a lot of little surveillance towers, and they may call the cops if you get too close to it. I don't think we're going to have any problem. I just want to do one lap around this place from the outside because there's some interesting sights and sounds to see out here. But we'll take a look. We'll take a watch. Stay with me while we kind of go through this whole process and hopefully not get picked up by the cats. We are over by the Harkins Theaters entrance. This is where you go to the movie theaters that's over here. There's also the IMAX. We'll see that stuff when we go around the outside back part. Right here we have Bubble Planet. You can kind of see with the bubbles on it. We actually did a video there one week. It's quite a long time ago at this point. Right, let me just double check. I think I locked my car. Just want to double check. Yeah, we did. So some things to note when this place was built, Arizona Mills Mall, I think it was like around 1998. It instantly made Arizona, or this section of Arizona, carjacking capital of Arizona. So many cars were stolen from here. It's not really a bad problem anymore, but when it first rolled out, it was pretty bad. Right up the street, there was a whole bunch of like chop shops. So people would steal the cars, take them over to the chop shops, cut them up for parts, and then take off. Just kind of leave everything. So right here we have Rainforest Cafe. It's one of the few that are left in America, I think. Many of these are actually going out of business. It's fancy. We might be able to take a wall back over here. There's a... would like to see all the mural on it. Yeah, looks pretty nice at night. We're right by the security office, so I don't want to get caught right off the bat saying, what am I doing? We're going to move a little bit. Okay. Making sure everything's still recording because I did get out of the car and made a lot of movements and stuff. Here we are at entry number 5. And the Rainforest Cafe up here. Each one of these themed entrances kind of has its own theme district inside of the mall here. This one's designed to kind of look like a wind chime. I don't believe it actually is a wind chime, but it might be. I never come around this entrance when it's windy out. But it's interesting to see. This mall is actually Arizona's largest indoor mall. I think it's about 3.4 miles or something of walking on the inside. I can't remember if it's that long or not. It's just about that. Here we have Garcia's. Pretty decent Mexican food place. My family enjoys going there. Okay, we're on our move. We're leaving the area where kind of everybody's parked over here. There's still movies kind of going on. Like the final movie of the night's kind of getting out in a little bit here. So those people that are parked over there, we're kind of blending in with them. Up next on the outside here we have Burlington Coat Factory. This has been here a while, but I don't know the full history behind this store particularly. I think that this may have been one of the original stores that was here. Harkins has always been here. Rainforest Cafe has always been here, and I believe that this place has always been here. But I can't remember for sure. Burlington Coat Factory. As we go around the outside here, you might notice that the decorations along the wall also change with the district corresponding on the inside. I Can't remember how many districts there are. There might be 6, or maybe there are 5. I think there actually might be 5. Not a lot of stuff brings me to this mall anymore. Mostly just the movie theater, but ever since they opened up the one at Tempe Marketplace, I don't really go to this one that often anymore. Each of these parkings has like the sign out there. You can kind of see it on the light pole. It says that this area is 4C. We're in District 4, Lot C. It was always pretty difficult to find your car when this place first opened up, as this lot was like full every single day. Being right down the street from Fry's Electronics, formerly known as Incredible Universe, it was a pretty busy area in Tempe. This mall is still okay, but it's definitely not the most thriving that it's ever been. This used to be a Conn's Home Plus. Now it's just whatever this Q store is. I don't know what this is. But Conn's went out of business a while ago, and we actually saw one of the other places that went out of business. It was a Conn's, where our Micro Center is now located in Phoenix. It's a little chilly out today. It's around maybe 65 degrees outside, Fahrenheit. So here's District 4, kind of known as the Towers District. It's characterized by these large towers that are on the outside. I don't know much about the art of this place, but it's pretty interesting. Lots of palm trees, lots of towers. Entry 4 for District 4. It's pretty quiet right now, it being Thursday night and all. Actually, it's Friday morning, I guess you'd call it. You can still see on the wall up here, it says Sports Authority. Sports Authority used to be here a long time ago, but they all went out of business. And then I think it was going gone or something with Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't know if that place is still in here. I haven't been in here since last year. Coming around the corner here, we can kind of walk out in the street. I don't want to walk too close to the building. Yeah, going gone. Looks like they're gone now. They are going gone. So this place used to be like a discount warehouse for Dick's Sporting Goods. So they would like all the damaged or broken or returned merchandise would get sent there, and they would take care of it by selling it for a little bit cheaper than normal. These walls over here are kind of plain. Got a lot of box smashing machines. Malls have really fallen out of style, and it's kind of sad. You know, I remember going to the malls as a kid with the family. We'd spend hours there, like the whole day. We get there early in the morning, like maybe 10 or 11, and stay there past 3 or 4, and we eat lunch. Usually we would eat at Sbarro, sometimes Chick-fil-A, and then we'd be leaving late at night, like 8 or 9, when everything is starting to close. Not this mall specifically, we did all sorts of other malls. Here we have DD's Discounts. This has been many other shops before. I don't remember what they all are, but I don't exactly know what DD's Discounts is, but we've seen one before over by Oregon Stop Pizza. I believe that was a DD's Discount. Here's our next stop, District 3. Ooh, they still got kind of the Christmas lights up. We kind of refer to this entrance as the flags entrance because these fence walls up here look like they got little triangular flags on them. That's a pretty good shot. Ooh, I almost tripped. District 3. Something that's kind of weird is these themes on the outside don't really translate to the themes on the inside. But the themes on the inside are completely different from one another. They kind of assist you in navigating where you're at. Alright, trying to think where we're at here. Did we pass what I wanted to go see? We may have. Oh no, we haven't yet. It's over there. I thought that this Cheesecake Factory place was something. That used to be the Krispy Kreme donuts. But I don't think it's that, is it? They remodeled this area, so it's kind of hard to remember. A lot of people over here at the tested power chargers. Yeah, that's not it. It's this building over here. I think it's an El Pollo Loco now. Up next we have Marshall's. Another cool thing that this mall has is all of these like special metal decorations where it kind of looks like a desert flower. That's one of the big themes for this place, so they use that everywhere. So if you remember a while ago when we were talking about that microburst that happened, here's some continuous aftermath to that. This big tree has fallen over. They've not cleaned up the stump yet. Geez, that storm was almost 6 months ago, and here's another stump that's all messed up. Camille Deville, or Deville? I don't know what that store is. Definitely a newer store. This gray building, I believe, used to be a at-home. They painted it gray quite a long time ago. But at-home actually moved somewhere else. I think we actually went and did a video around there. That was the day we were actually looking at all these down trees and everything. But before we go there, we're going to make a pit stop over here. Now it's a re-electric. I think it's kind of like a hipstery game thing. I don't know what this guy's doing here. He just set up a sign on the back. Maybe he's taking a picture or something. We're going to kind of keep our distance away from that. Maybe he's adjusting his backup lights, backup camera. Not sure. I don't know what this is nowadays, but when this place first opened, the whole mall and center and everything, this was, I just found a nickel on the ground. That's interesting. Feels almost fake. It's pretty light. I haven't seen a nickel in a while. They're a consulting company now. So this used to be Krispy Kreme donuts. Back when this place first opened up, this used to be really busy, and this was one of the only, I think it was the only Krispy Kreme donuts in Arizona. when it opened, there was a large donut machine, and I remember me and my dad would always come over here every week when we came over to the mall to go get us some free donuts, because they would always let you have the samples, and then we would always buy a dozen box. We'd munch on them and take them home. It was always a good time. That's a little bit of this area. It's not much of a Krispy Kreme anymore. Krispy Kreme closed down like 2008. They just mysteriously just went out of business one day. Just all of them shut down. They didn't even let the employees know, and they just were gone. Like, employees were showing up to work. They didn't know what the heck happened. Re-Electric. Again, it used to be the at-home store. Before that, I want to say that this was JCPenney, but I don't remember. Re-Electric, I think, is kind of like a modern apparel store. I kind of like refer to it like a hippie store, because it's kind of hippie-ish, indie kind of clothing. It's a really massive store, but I've not really been in there. After it was the at-home store, it turned into a pickleball a kingdom, I think it was. It was a pickleball arena, like indoor, and that place was really popular. But they had to shut down all of a sudden because the company didn't want to renew their contract. You know, I think I made a mistake earlier. I think that actually used to be the Krispy Kreme building, not that other place we were at. Kind of getting turned around over here, and plus it doesn't look like a Krispy Kreme anymore. That's hard to tell. It is kind of close to that blue tower there that we want to try to avoid. We might go look at it. It's pretty dark over there though. In the meantime, over here we have another down stump from the microburst that happened. Let's go take a look at our District 2. We're almost to District 1. District 1 is classified as the main entrance of the mall, even though it's in a weird spot. I would honestly say that this area here is kind of more District 1-y, just because if you come in from the surface roads, this is usually the first parking lot that you kind of meet into, where District 1 is actually around the back, and it's in a weird spot. Here's District 2's entrance. I like to refer to this one as the flipsy panels. They have these panels that are kind of oriented in multiple different directions. Not as exciting as the other districts, but although this is kind of in the backside area, it's like in this little alcove, so it constantly gets recessed into obscurity. It does have this pretty cool flower mural thing made of metal at the top up there. Moving on further, I'm debating walking over there to the real Krispy Kreme donuts where it used to be. I thought that other place I was there was. Here's Ross. They've been here for quite a while. I think that they've actually been here since the beginning. They're one of the founding stores. Alright. We'll take the detour. We'll actually go to where the Krispy... Yeah, this is definitely the building that used to be Krispy Kreme. I couldn't remember if that one over there was it or if this was it. We're in lot 2 Bravo now. It's pretty crisp air, not really smelling much. Maybe some trees, that's about it. Looks like we got 3 more down stumps. Actually 4 more, 5 more, 6 more, 7 more. Wow, there's a lot of down stumps over here. Aftermath from the microburst. They just never fixed these trees up. And these used to be pretty sizable trees. Kind of like the one across the street over here. Okay. This used to be Krispy Kreme donuts. This is the place. This looks more familiar now. There are cars around the parking lot here. I don't know what their deal is. There's also someone pulled over there. The stench of fish is filling the air. El Pollo Loco has closed down as well. Yeah, this reminds me of it. It still carries a lot of the same stuff that I remember. They used to have the donut machine that would fit right here. And over there's the desk where you would get your donuts. And you'd see the cases. And then along the back wall there is where they had the coffee makers. Still kind of has the color scheme of Krispy Kreme. Of the reddish, the gray, and the green. And then kind of the cream color. It's weird that El Pollo Loco never changed that over. Okay, this makes more sense. I was like, that other place, if that was Krispy Kreme, it would have definitely been way remodeled more than I would have ever remembered. Ooh, it stinks so much like rotten fish over here. Hopefully those aren't the fish from the aquarium, which is kind of where we're going next. How are we doing on time? 23 minutes? Not too bad so far. If you guys have tuned in this far, or if you've accidentally skipped to this point, thank you for watching up to this point. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the tour and my little commentary. Of the outside of Arizona Mills Mall. Something I don't know about this mall, I don't know if there's a main sign on the road that like advertises as Arizona Mills Mall. I can't recall ever remember seeing one. I'm sure there is, I just don't know exactly where it's at. The one thing that's really keeping this mall alive right now is tourism. A lot of the stores inside here have adapted and turned from, like, you know, big chain stores into a lot of touristy places. One of the big ones here is the Sea Life Aquarium in the Legoland Discovery Center. I've never been into the Sea Life Aquarium here. I've been to the official one. It's in California. It's attached to Legoland. But these two industries are actually owned by the same corporation, parent company. Used to have a friend that worked at Legoland before he graduated college and got something different. He actually got me free tickets to go there. And I went to go see him. He's my video game friend from online. I've never seen him before in person before that point, so it was kind of a cool place to go meet him. So we have the Sea Life Aquarium here. Looks like there's an outdoor area. I'm hearing drips to my right. This is a city bus stop. It's kind of interesting to not see anybody sitting here. Usually you get the homeless sitting here, but maybe they get shooed away over here. It always smells like popcorn over here. Popcorn and pretzels. They actually serve those inside this Legoland Discovery Center. the city of Tempe did a Tempe State of the State address inside of the Legoland Discovery Center, which is the only time I've ever gotten to go in there. But it's a very like kid-friendly place. A lot of like little rides and amusement park stuff. Here's the giant squid attack. This has been out here for many years. This is actually entirely constructed of Legos. You got people putting their own little stickers on the Lego man. The Legoland Discovery Center. It's not really a place that you could go to visit unless you have kids. They do have a store though, which sells a lot of Lego stuff that a lot of people like to go to get their Lego equipment, their Lego sets and things like that. They do limited edition Legoland drops and stuff like that every once in a while. Legoland Discovery Center. It's part of this touristy mall. People come from out of state to come here, especially around this time of year. This is spring training time. So you might have like the mom and the kids go here while dad and the guys go to the spring training games right up the street in many cases. I think we're about 2/3 of the way done with our tour. The temperature on this side is dropping a lot. We are almost at a full moon. It's pretty bright right now. It kind of smells like water. Like treated water, almost like chlorine. Not quite pool, but, you know, freshish, crisp water. I think they have a water feature inside here. There's like a boat ride. So then maybe that's what I'm smelling. The water kind of from the boat ride system. It doesn't smell dirty, that's for sure. It smells clean. But not like soap clean. Almost like how it smells after it rains. Or if you spray fresh water from a hose. It kind of has that smell. Over here we had in this gray building, if it's still here, it's called Tilt Studio. This used to be GameWorks. GameWorks was one of the larger arcades that was inside of Arizona for a time. I believe that there are larger arcades out there now. I think Starfighter might be one of them. I've never been to any of these arcades that are out there, but there's quite a few that have a large amount of stuff. Tilt Studio is mostly known for pinball machines. Kind of comes from their name, Tilt. So they host pinball tournaments. It's kind of like a Dave & Buster's in there. If you've ever experienced or seen one of those. I just found a second nickel. What is my luck here right now? I just see something shiny on the ground like, hey, what's that? I now have 2 nickels. That's so weird. That the one coin I find is the same style. Tilt Studio, fun at full blast. You'd think it would say fun at full tilt, but nah. Here's the IMAX theater. This used to be an independent kind of movie theater that was actually run by IMAX themselves, but it's now been absorbed into Harkins theaters. The inside is largely original. They haven't done much remodeling in there. I think they actually converted the screens to full digital, and that was one of their big things, but much of the seating is still the same. It is a little bit dated in there, but that sound system. Oh man, that sound system is so good. And the video quality is excellent as well. Well, there is a District 7, okay? This is District 7, which has the Harkins Theater. This Harkins Theater doesn't really have any special features of anything other than the IMAX, which is now kind of considered Harkins Theaters. It wasn't always that way. But many Harkins Theaters nowadays have their special perks. Like one has the Cine Capri. Although I think they got rid of the Cine Capri now. Now they're turning it into the Cine One experience, which is kind of like a Cine Capri, but they gotta compete with all these other movie places that are popping up, like Alamo Draft House and Majestic, which are more like dinner theaters. So it's like a full restaurant that you can actually go to and order food, and usually I think that they have like a 2 feature film kind of thing, so you can watch 2 movies back to back, and in between the movies there will be like a restaurant dining experience. So this place, since they were getting outpaced by those companies, have started to expand into that feature set. It used to be, I would consider this place to be like the Southwest Airlines of movie theaters. They used to have open seating, so you could just kind of first come, first serve it. But they've made that go away now. Now you can actually reserve your specific seats, because I guess people want to sit all next to each other. Never really was a problem before. The whole sign here, I don't know if this is still neon, but it used to be. These neon shapes are easily visible from the freeways. They have multiple freeway exchanges right here that all come together from the 60. I think it's the 10. I can't remember if it's the 10 or not. But you can easily see all this stuff from the freeway. It is very apparent. All this section here is all theaters. I can't remember how many theaters they have in here. It might be 16 theaters. But there's 2 pods. But the left side is its own pod, and the right side is its own pod. And each one has its own set of theaters on it. So when you go into the middle, you can kind of branch off either to the left or to the right and go to different movie theater sets. They do a lot of rental outs here where you can actually rent out the movie theater for like maybe a corporate event or a celebration or even video game tournaments. Since there hasn't been a lot of good stuff coming out of Hollywood lately, many of these movie places have to kind of branch out into other avenues of income. One of those has really been betting on like esports and anime has really been a big draw to these places, where they'll do like a special event for like a day and have a whole bunch of these theaters screening a specific like anime movie or a video game tournament, and you can watch it live. And they usually get a large amount of people coming here. It's kind of a cool thing to do if you're into the gaming scene like that, as you're able to kind of hang out with a whole bunch of other fellow gamers and talk about strategies and stuff like that. And it could be a really nice place. This is the other side of entrance 7. This has the upside down triangular sign. I consider this like to be the main entrance to the movie, to the mall, just because of where it's located, and when you enter in there, it kind of feels like the entrance to the mall. Most of the time when I'm coming to this mall, I'm coming over here to the movie theater. This bridge right here, this might be the other end of the bridge that we saw at the Tempe Diablo Stadium, but I can't remember if that is or not. I think that's in a different direction, actually. I'm not sure where that goes. We might have to take some of these bridges sometime. But anyway, I think we're getting close to the end of this video. We've made it back to the car, and the car is still here. It's not gone. No windows shattered out or anything like that. Nothing stolen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Compared to outside, it smells in here. I need to air my car out. Still got my work stuff in here. Alright, so that's going to be the video this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little tour around the outside of the Arizona Mills Mall. I don't know if we'll ever do a video on the inside of it. I tried it once, and because of the music that they play in there, I'm not actually able to record without copyright infringements. So, maybe we'll look into seeing if we can get a video in there at some point in time, but it'd have to be a time when the sound systems are currently off. Sometimes they have an event where they like do a walking event where it's like a morning thing. A whole bunch of people just randomly show up to the mall like 6 or 5 in the morning, and they do like an entire walk around the loop, because the whole inner mall area here is one giant loop, and it loops back in on itself. And it's a pretty far walk, as we kind of experienced there. It took me around almost 40 minutes to walk all the way around the mall from the outside. From the inside, it's a little bit easier, and there are shortcuts on other places. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. See you guys next week for some more binaural recording sites and sound with me, host Dan. Don't know what we got going on next week. We might find somewhere else to record. Just been trying to do things normally. You know, it's work till late and then figure something out. But yeah, see you guys next week, and have a good one.